The San Francisco 49ers must make Dre Greenlaw priority number one. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, the WayneBreezie, host of the WayneBreezie Show. Thank you guys so much for checking me out. Dre Greenlaw is going to be a free agent come this March once the new league year starts. And when you look at the way that the 49ers are how they're constructing themselves from a coaching standpoint, they're bringing back Robert Saleh. He's now the defensive coordinator of the San Francisco 49ers. You got KJ Wright kind of like surging up. Will he be assisting with the defensive line, the linebackers? We'll see. We'll talk a little bit about that. But just having Dre Greenlaw as a possibility as a free agent for the 49ers should be priority number one. The 49ers got the money, so it doesn't mean the money is there. The question is going to be, all right, should the 49ers overpay Dre Greenlaw? Will they overpay Dre Greenlaw? All that kind of good stuff. Now, before we get into the show, make sure you smash that like button. Feel free to subscribe to the channel, especially if you're new. It's the first time watching. Click on subscribe. And if you want to support the channel, go ahead, become a member of the Breezie Bunch crew so you can take advantage of all the cool perks that we have going on out there. And you can check out my sponsors, my partners over at residency.com. Use that promo code SFBreezie and you can rock one of these cool caps. And they got t-shirts and hoodies and all that type of stuff. You can rock one of the cool caps that your favorite players are rocking, all right? And your favorite content creator. All right, so is Greenlaw that priority number one? I think out of all their unrestricted free agents, you look at Dre Greenlaw and you say, hey, I got to get Dre Greenlaw on this roster somehow. Why is that, though? Why? Because of his impact. Dre Greenlaw's impact alone makes the 49ers defense that much better. You look at the one game Dre Greenlaw played in this year. He came back for one game this season. He played in one game this season. He played in two games, but he came out in that first game. He came in, he had 8 tackles. 5 of them were solo tackles. He was flying all over the field. We talk about December 12th against the Los Angeles Rams. He did play a little bit in the game of the Dolphins, 1 tackle in that game. But like his impact on the field already, the 49ers look like they were that much better of a defense. So this is the single-handed guy that we watched leave the Super Bowl game. He got that injury, the Achilles injury. And the next thing you know, the team was deflated. You know what I'm saying? And so he leaves that game, and then the whole team was just kind of like down, and they just lost. They lost. They couldn't figure it out. And you look at Dre Greenlaw, and you're going to say, all right, man, what type of contract, what is he coming off of? Well, he's coming off of $8.5 million last year. $8.5 million, $8.2 million last year with $7 million guaranteed, just to be exact. Now, the highest paid linebacker in the league, and there's several free agents, and this is where it's going to get a little tricky. You got Bobby Wagner, you got Levante David, but those guys are aging, right? So those guys are aging in the league. So that's what's going to make this, Dre Greenlaw's he's only 28 right now. And with him aging, with the other guys aging, this is going to probably push him a little bit to the forefront. Or maybe they might kind of like balance out because Dre Greenlaw is coming off of that injury. He didn't play. He kind of got re-injured last year. So there's a possibility, that, he's going to probably still command a lot of money on the market. And there's several teams that are, I would say, of the 49ers. Like, you got to think about the teams that, like the different personnel that went to other teams to coach other teams that know Dre Greenlaw, and they will pay him. They have the salary cap space to do so. Now, the 49ers have salary cap space as well. So I don't see, as far as, how much cap space are the San Francisco 49ers working with? Let's see if I can get that for you. So the 49ers have about, right now, 48.2, so let's say $48.3 million of cap space right now that they can work with. Now, I know the biggest thing is to get Brock Purdy signed, and we can talk about that a little bit later, but for the San Francisco 49ers, they have to make this priority one. See, Brock Purdy's not a free agent. You're talking about an extension for him. You could do some restructures for other players that are on the roster. You could probably extend George Kittle. We'll talk about that. But, you could do some restructuring around. You get the Brock Purdy deal done. His money won't count really against the cap for probably 1 or 2 years. But we're talking about bringing back Dre Greenlaw, and it has to happen. Now, Fred Warner spoke with Jennifer Lee Chan. She asked him a question about, was he on the, was he trying to get Dre Greenlaw back? And this is what he had to say.
It all ended, man. That's been my goal. So I'll let them handle that, and hopefully we can keep him.
So he said from day one, it's been his goal. He's going to let the team handle that. Obviously, he's going to let the team handle things. But hopefully we can keep him. Like, it's important that they keep Dre Greenlaw. I think Greenlaw, believe it or not, he just makes Fred Warner that much better. He does. He makes Fred Warner that much better. You know what I mean? Fred Warner's already all-pro. He's all-pro without Dre Greenlaw on the football field. So just imagine with Dre Greenlaw being on the football field, how much better Fred Warner would be, because he's no longer overcompensating his play to make up for not having Dre Greenlaw. Fred Warner when Dre Greenlaw is not on the field, Fred Warner plays like he's Greenlaw and Fred Warner at the same time. And I don't know if he realizes that's a little tough. You know what I'm saying? That's a little tough. Now, I do want to look at these linebackers so you guys can kind of like get a sense of what these linebackers are going to make. All right. Now, I'll blow this up for you, and you let me know what you think. But again, we got to look at some of these younger linebackers and the top paid linebackers. Now, Lavonte David, I just don't see him going to a different team, but I didn't see Bobby Wagner going to different teams. And these are your aging guys. And I just feel like Wagner, David, they're the veterans. Will they get put on hold because of their age, 35? You see, they're both 35 years old. And then after that, the talent drops, right? You can go at young guys, but young guys that aren't really proven. And Dre Greenlaw's proven in the NFL. I mean, career stat wise, 455 combined tackles, 160 assisted, right? Like, dang, this dude is all over the football field. He only has 3.5 sacks, so he's not really used in that sense. All right. 3 interceptions, though. 3 interceptions for 102 yards and a touchdown in his career. So his career stats, this guy is a baller. And you can't measure the things that are missing that he brings to the team when he's out there on the football field. Energy being one, that's the easiest thing. And just knowing you're going to get a bona fide tackler, right? Doesn't miss tackles. I'll say it one more time. Doesn't miss tackles. If you tell me you could get Dre Greenlaw on a 1-year deal and it's going to cost you about $10 or $12 million, I'm all for it. I'd say do a 1-year, prove it type of a 1-year deal with the bulk of it being guaranteed, and then have, some types of incentives where he can earn up to 12, 13, whatever the max number for the linebackers is going to be, whatever that number is. He can kind of earn up to like being a top paid linebacker. And what you're essentially doing if you're the 49ers is you're allowing him to bet on himself. Like, you're allowing him to bet on himself. And most players kind of want to do that. But look at the list. It's Lavonte David, Dre Greenlaw. I think Jerome Baker had a pretty decent season once he was traded from Seattle to the Titans. Bobby Wagner, Devondre Campbell is done. Kaiser White was a phenomenal tackler, struggled in coverage, right? But he's probably going to get a deal somewhere. Isaiah Simmons is a person that I would look to bring in. Terrell Dotson, another person from the Dolphins. You see Zach Bond is a free agent, but I expect the Eagles to re-sign him. All right. Shaq Thompson, another older player up there, 31 years old. Eric Kendricks, 33. We tried him. He kind of stood us up. That's why we had to go Devondre Campbell. I would never go his way again. And then the talent just kind of like drops off. It's a big drop off. I do see Devin Bush down there from the Browns. He would be interesting, but he's probably slower now. I know he's only 27. He's still young, but just thinking of free agents, man, you have to have Dre Greenlaw has to be plan A. Dre Greenlaw should be plan A. Plan B, that's when you have to start looking at other players depending on who's going to go out there and offer, Dre Greenlaw more money than what the San Francisco 49ers do. Now, I know for a fact, Robert Saleh, let's talk about the 49ers defensive coordinator. Robert Saleh was brought in here. I think one of the reasons why is because of his relationship with Dre Greenlaw. When you go back to that 2019 year, you go back to Dre Greenlaw's rookie season, you know what I'm saying? He was a problem. Like that connection between Saleh, he had 92 tackles in 2019. Dre Greenlaw had 92 tackles in 2019. 93. Doesn't have any all-pros under his belt, so that works in the 49ers' favor. Doesn't have any Pro Bowls, that works in the 49ers' favor. All of that works in the 49ers' favor. But rookie year we got Nick Bosa. Year we got Deebo Samuel. Dre Greenlaw got his first extension with the team for sure. But you tell me in 2019, remember that game he had the interception? That Seattle game? Pass deflections are up there. Dre Greenlaw is a baller. There's nothing in my mind that makes me say, hey, the 49ers bet not mess up on trying to get Dre Greenlaw back because of what he brings to the team. Robert Saleh, rebirth with the team, now defensive coordinator. I think Robert Saleh goes out there and gets his player. Nick Bosa talked. He was asked about this by Jennifer Lee Chan as well. And this is what Nick Bosa had to say about Robert Saleh and Dre Greenlaw.
Any campaigning to try to keep Dre in the building at all?
Not myself. I mean, he's gonna do what's best for him, and he should do that at this point in his career. But obviously, we want him back, and I know Saleh is very adamant about that.
Saleh is very adamant about that. Ring the money, sound the alarm. If Saleh's adamant about bringing back Dre Greenlaw, I will expect 57, number 57, to be a San Francisco 49ers at least for one more season. How many years do you think the 49ers get to Dre Greenlaw? How many years do you think they get him back for? Is it 1? Is it 2? Is it a 3-year deal? Let me know in the comment section of the show. Again, thanks for watching. Appreciate y'all. Make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Dre Greenlaw, Plan A, priority number 1.